welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary. We are doing an interesting video today. We are not doing a brand new face video today, but I saw a reel on Instagram where somebody took all of their foundation and mixed it together. I don't know, just to see what happened, I guess. And so I want to do that, but with all of my main face products. So I've got primer, foundation, concealer, setting powders, bronzer, blush, highlighter, and setting sprays all out to just mix and then see what happens when we put it on our face. Very excited, and if you guys want to see another version of this where I try to do it with the other eye and lip products, those might be a little bit trickier to do. Let me know. Let me know if you guys enjoy this video and give it a thumbs up, because yeah, this will be quite the project. Yeah, so I hope you guys are excited. If you guys like makeup related content, feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And let's just dive into it. I've got it all laid out here in front of me. I took a separate video with my phone so you guys can kind of see what my already messy desk look like. I've got a little metal palette here that we'll do some mixing on. I've got, if we need, these empty little containers if we need to put something in there. I don't know. I don't have this fully figured out. I've got some little mixing tools here. And then I've got some lids here because I think for the powder products, I'm gonna try to tap the excess into here and then mix it from there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So we're gonna start with the primers. Here are all of my primers. Let's go ahead and mix. Starting with Tatcha. Next up is e.l.f. Putty Primer. And then the Physicians Formula Putty Primer. And then somewhat of a putty primer still. We're gonna grab the Touch in Sol, their Icy Sherbet Primer. We've got the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. And then I'm right now just kind of putting these all just kind of side by side for now. Il Mosca, Sephora Smooth and Blur. Then we've got the Almay Skin Perfecting Comfort Care. We've got the Rare Beauty Pore Diffuse Primer, Cover FX Gripping Primer, Milani SPF BFF. First glowy one we're gonna do is the Revlon Photo Ready Prime Plus. Then we've got Nessamyrix Yummy Skin, the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Dot of that on there. Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector. And so here is our palette before we mix it with all those on there. And I'm gonna mix these up now. This is interesting. I'm going to dot this all over the face and then massage it in, probably just using my hands because that's how I would typically apply a primer. I tried to go very small with the amounts that I put on the palette in hopes to not waste a bunch of product. I'm seeing a little bit of the glow, slightly tacky. It's somewhat smoothing. It's interesting. Primer is definitely probably a harder one to kind of tell on camera if it's really doing anything or not, but there's the primer. Next, we're gonna go on to the foundation. This is probably one of them that I'm the most excited for, just to see how everything works together. Here are the foundations. I'm gonna start with Pretty Fresh. Next, we're gonna put on a pump of Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. Catrice, this is the HD Liquid Coverage. Next we have L'Oreal Infallible Flower Beauty Lights Illusion. Profusion Feel Good Skin, Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation. Nessamyrix Yummy Skin Foundation. Then we will grab SheGlam Complexion Pro Foundation. Revolution Conceal and Define. Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless. Juvia's Place I Am Magic Velvet Matte Foundation. Revolution Color Stay 24 Hour Foundation. Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Foundation plus Concealer. there is all of them on the palette. Let's go ahead and mix these up. Anybody watch paint mixing videos? Because I do. So satisfying. This kind of reminds me of it. So I've got a dampen blender. This is an e.l.f. blender. I'll just kind of dot on the face here. I like to work one side at a time, so. I mean, the shade is good. Coverage seems very nice. Okay. Yes, definitely coverage there, but it does not feel heavy. I would say the finish is probably leaning more matte, even though we had a combination of different finishes. It's not like a full matte. There is a little bit of like a velvetiness to it, I guess. But man, the coverage is there. Does not feel heavy necessarily. It's not instantly, at least, sinking into anything. Yeah, I'm pretty darn impressed with that right now. That is pretty darn cool. There's the foundation. Let's move on to the next thing, which is gonna be concealer. So this guy, these. Let's see what happens. So first, diving into Bella B Cosmetics. Next, we'll grab the conceal palette here. We've got the Makeup Obsession Mega Conceal. Then we've got Juvia's, their I Am Magic Concealer. A Baby Tarte Tom Ford Emotion Proof Concealer. Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. NYX Professional Bare With Me. Then we've got e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. Milani Conceal and Perfect. CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. Catrice Liquid Camouflage. Flower Light Illusion. Last one we've got is Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Here they all are on the palette, and let's start mixing. I believe that's as good as that's gonna get. And let's apply a little bit of this under the eyes. It's nice that it's still lighter than the foundation, so that's a good thing. It's providing brightness. I don't feel that I need to conceal much of any other places on the face here because the foundation is very full coverage. We are concealed. I mean, it's looking pretty good here right now. Maybe a smidge heavy. We'll have to see if that starts to crease up. Hopefully it won't before we dive into powder here, which is gonna be next, but we are just looking so full coverage right now. But again, like, nothing's heavy. Nothing feels like cakey or anything like that. So I'm very surprised how everything is like looking here so far because I'm not upset. Like, I am happy with this full coverage face and how it feels. It's not uncomfortable. It doesn't feel icky or anything like that. And so far, it's not like sinking into anything weird or clinging on to any dry patches or anything like that. So, I mean, so far everything is going pretty good. I'm gonna set this guy aside for a little bit here because now we are gonna do the powder. For powder, I've got one of these little guys. It's just like an empty container for holding things in. We're gonna start with our AOA Perfect Matte Translucent and the Bright Finishing Powder. Then we've got the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Setting Powder, e.l.f. HD Matte Translucent Powder. Then we've got the SheGlam Baked Glow Setting Powder, the Almay No Shine All You Powder. Now we've got the Wet n Wild Photo Finish Powder. And lastly, good old Coty Airspun. Let's put the lid on and give it a good shaky shake. Ooh, we are all mixed up now. I'll dump it in, some of it into the lid here. It's now just like a light pink kind of color. Don't know how much you'll see on camera. Very exciting. Okay, check over the face here. I'm not seeing much of any creasing, which is good. Okay, and I've been enjoying using a puff lately, so I'm gonna do that. Just taking a puff, dipping into the powder that's on in the lid, and then first pressing it on my hand, and then from there, pressing it onto the face. I'm gonna first press most of it like under the eyes and in the T-zone, the places where you really don't want it to crease up. And then from there, I'll go a little bit lighter all over the face. We are looking matte. We are looking set. We're feeling pretty set, feeling pretty dry. I'm gonna take my sponge now and go over everything, just to pick up any excess. So yeah, looking pretty matte for sure. The foundation already for the most part was kind of coming off very matte, so we're just looking even more matte now. But we're feeling set, which is nice. Not a lot of the more brightening and shimmery finishing powders came through, I would say. There is that. Definitely feels really, really nice. We are moving on to bronzer now. I'm gonna start by doing like a cream bronzer kind of contour thing and mixing those and putting those products on first. And then I will go over them with the powder bronzers, and we'll get into how we're doing that here in a little bit. So I'm gonna pull out the palette here again for the cream products. We're gonna start in the conceal palette here. And then I've got 2 cream bronzer sticks here from NYX. I'm gonna take the WS04 one first. WS01. That one is so significantly more like dark chocolatey, almost kind of purple. Let's see what happens. Let's mix those together. You can see me talking through the hole. There is it mixed on the palette. Let's go ahead and put this on our face. I think I'm going to use my finger and try putting it on the face that way first. This is very interesting to apply bronzer with your fingers. And I'm gonna try to take the excess here and just kind of take it down the neck. Start blending that in. This is maybe one of the first ones I'm not initially loving. It is not right away like blending out. It's taking a lot to really get the product to move around. And then from there, after you do get it somewhat moved, it's not super visible. It could also be the creams not playing nicely on top of our setting powder. There's the cream so far. Again, I mean, you can kind of see something going on there, but it's not a whole lot. So let's go over it now with bronzers. I have so many bronzers. This whole thing of bronzer, these palettes of bronzer, I want to like dip in to each one and then try to tap like the fallout and stuff into this lid here. And then from there, apply the bronzer that way. That's the plan. We'll see what happens. Believe Beauty Light Medium Highlight and Contour Palette. Ace Beauté Profusion Cosmetics Bronzer Palette. Juvia's Place, their light bronzer. Alamar Cosmetics Complexion Trio. CoverGirl True Blend, Milani Silky Matte, Aesthetica Sunset Bronzer, the Maybelline City Bronzer, Tarte Candy Dust Glow Matte Bronzer, Flower Heat Wave Luminous Bronzer, Catrice Sun Glow. Then we've got the Believe Beauty in the Tropics Bronzer in Havana Sunset. Last, we've got the Revlon Light Skin. So here is it all in the lid. It is all over my desk as well. I'm gonna transport this into one of these smaller containers and try to work out of there. So it's all mixed. I've got it in the lid here. You can see a couple little shimmers in there, which is exciting. I think the color is good. Hope it's good. A little goes a long way. Oh my goodness. Okay. There is that bronzer on. It is pigmented. Wow. But it's really pretty. I mean, it's got like a soft glow to it. You can see some of those glowier products coming through, which I really, really like. And the color is really nice. So aside from it being super pigmented, being that it's in a loose form now, that does make it a little tricky to work with, but I'm happy with it. So that's exciting. Let's move into highlighter next. I'm gonna start with cream first and put a cream base down. We've got the Flower Beauty Day Glow highlight, and then we're going back to these NYX sticks because on the opposite end they have a cream stick as well. We've got that all mixed up on here now. Taking a little bit on my finger here. It's subtle, it's there, it's cute. Not my favorite of the mixes that we've done here so far, but we'll see now how the powder highlight sticks over top of it. Here are all of the highlighters. So I'm gonna start with the Believe palette here. Sonia B, Rach Loves Pixie palette, Alamar Cosmetics High Shine highlighter, the Makeup Obsessions Mega Lightning highlighter, Hard Candy Just Glow Rose Gold highlighter, She Glam Metallic Glow highlighter, the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter, MAC Beaming Blush. I use it as highlighter. Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter, ColourPop from their Winnie the Pooh collection, Célio de Bear, pre-mixed so far. I'm actually really excited about this. Give it a good shaky, shaky, shaky. I'm gonna try using my sponge. Okay, can you see the highlighter there? Interesting. I think it works. It's got a mix of gold, it's got a mix of purples, it's got a mix of everything, literally. And I don't think that it's really casting on. Definitely beamy. Wow. Okay. That's not bad. I'm not mad about that. Okay. Now we are on to blush. And again, we've got a mix of cream and powder products, so we're gonna start with the creams. This is kind of a cream product. It's very interesting. We've got the Winky Lux, their little rose. I've also got the e.l.f. Putty blush, and the rest of these are liquids that come with a doe foot. So I've got the 3 mini Rare Beauty blushes in the shade Hope, Bliss, and Peace. And the last cream blush is the Profusion Cosmetics Blush Hour blush. I'm really curious and really excited to see what they'll look like all blended together. This is a really fun color. It's like a deep kind of corally. That is pretty. I like that color a lot. Those mix together so well. Hopefully you can see that picking up here a little bit on camera. It'll maybe be a little bit more noticeable here in the back of my hand where I was blending it out. That is a really pretty color. I like the finish of that. Of course, it's kind of mixing with the highlighter and stuff that we had underneath, so that is shining through. I like that. I like that color a lot. I would leave it here if I was just doing my makeup, but we've got to layer some powder blush over top of it. So we've got the powder blushes now. Grab that Believe Beauty palette. Shauna B. Grab those 2 blushes on the bottom. Alamar Cosmetics Medium Deep palette. And now going into all of the individual ones. LA Girls, I've got their Just Natural and Just Playful. Next we have Makeup Geek. Sadly, this isn't around anymore. This deep red. Then we've got the Catrice blush box in the shade Nude Peach. The Hard Candy Just Glow Silky Blush. Essence The Blush in the shade 10 Benefit. The She Glam Lightweight Matte Blush. This is in their shade High and Dry. And then we've got Milani. First we have their 11 blush in Bloss Time Rose. Then we've got the Milani blush in Luminoso. And the last Milani blush is in Petal Primavera. Now just looking at it here in the lid, I honestly think it's gonna kind of match really well with the cream blush that we put together on the face here so far. So that's exciting. Oh yeah, it's very similar to the cream blush mixture that we put together. Oh boy, it is pigmented. Yeah, there is the blush applied. I like this color. I'm really happy with how the majority of these products are mixing together. I feel like my camera is not, and the lights and stuff are not doing it justice. It is definitely pigmented. It is definitely there. Which I'm really liking. So the last face product that we have to mix is the setting spray. So I'm going to quickly off camera do my eyes and lips. Again, if you want to see a mixed combination of those, it's going to be a little trickier, but if you want to see an attempt at mixing those products together, let You know, like the video, leave a comment down below, and I would love to try and make that happen for you. But I'm gonna quickly go off camera, finish the makeup, and then we'll come back to mix the setting sprays. Okay, eyes and lips are done. Kept it very simple. For the eye shadow, I just used our Made bronzer, Made blush, and highlighter. I'm gonna just put that on the eyes, and then just used the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. And then on the lips, I just went with the Milani lipstick in the shade 430 Secret. I thought it kind of matched our little blush combo. And for the brows, very quick and simple. Still loving the Soap & Glory. Man, this packaging is falling apart. Soap & Glory Archery 2-in-1 brow product. So there is that. Let's go ahead and start mixing up some setting sprays. Here are all of my setting sprays. I've kind of got a little bit of a head start with mixing setting sprays because I've had this little Smashbox setting spray container here. I've used this to mix like almost empty setting sprays into. So this already has a concoction of, I couldn't even tell you what is all in here, but it is getting kind of low. So we are gonna fill it up with a little bit of all of these. This is the Professional Super Setter, long lasting. Next we have the Urban Decay All Nighter. Then we've got the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Then we have the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal. Next up, we've got the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid. Then we've got the Makeup Obsession Dewy Fix Setting Spray. Then we have the Maybelline New York Glass Spray. The Hard Candy Long Wear Setting Spray. The Milani Make It Last. And the last one here, it's the Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Setting Spray. We've got basically a full bottle of setting spray here again. I'm gonna kind of wiggle this around. The face is set. I've got a little bit of like a sheen coming through. A lot of those setting sprays that were in there are like long hold, strong hold. So I have to hope and imagine that this makeup is in place. Wow. I am beyond impressed with how the face looks here and how that all worked out. Alrighty, yeah, that is this full face with us mixing all of our products together. Primer, don't know what to think about that. It's hard to tell, but nothing seems to be really smudging around and moving around here on the face, which is nice. I'm very impressed with the foundation and the coverage. It doesn't feel heavy. The concealer, I mean, impressed with it as well. Not as impressed as I was with the foundation, but the eyes are looking pretty good. There was a little bit of creasing. I had to kind of touch up a little bit before I came back after finishing the eyes. But even still, the face is looking great from the concealer. Powder, I think everything is set down really nice with the powder, so happy about that. Bronzer was well, the cream part of the bronzer, no. Not really interested in that. I didn't like how that blended on the face and was a little odd, so I wouldn't do that again. But the powder bronzer, that worked out really well. Of course, with it being loose, with all of the bronzer, blush, highlighter, with them being loose, they are very pigmented because it's not pressed down. You're getting a lot of product all at one time. But the color was nice. It had a little bit of a glow. So I was happy about that. Was happy about the cream blush and the powder blush situation that we had going on. Loving how that is looking on the face. For the cream highlighter, similar to the cream bronzer, probably wouldn't do anything like that again, but really happy with how the powder highlighter looked. What else? What else? And then yeah, the setting spray. The face is looking really good. It's feeling really good. Everything is feeling set and in place. So overall, I think this was a success. I'm not gonna mix my foundations and other products on a daily basis, but I mean, it works. Everything worked out really, really well. So I'm really happy that I did this and I love the results that we came up with. If you guys want to see another version of this again with eye products, mascaras, eyeshadows somehow, brows, and lip products, let me know. I would love to try and figure that out for you guys and do a part 2 of this with those products. And if you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you guys want to be notified of the next time that I post, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified. And that'll be it from me. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.